On this week's Throwdown, Allie demos the workout.
We've got rowing, dumbbell deadlifts, dumbbell hang power cleans, and dumbbell shoulder to overhead.
We release these workouts right here on YouTube every Thursday at 1 p.m. with these awkward fools.
Join our entire community to practice the skill of competing.
Use the next 2 days to plan a strategy, grab some friends, and throw down on Saturday.
See where you stack up each week on our Throwdown leaderboard. It's free to sign up. Go to trainingthinktank.com/throwdown.
This week's Throwdown, for time, 250-meter row, 2 rounds of dumbbell DT, which is 12 deadlifts, 9 hang power cleans, and 6 shoulder to overhead, 500-meter row, 2 more rounds of dumbbell DT, and finishes with 250 meters.
Grab yourself a judge that's as good as Mia is at judging.
Or maybe better.
Yeah, maybe a little bit better. There's some kind of gradients to standards, but Mia, you do a great job.
I'm really good at judging max.
Yeah. Movement standards this week for the row. You have to reset your own monitor, so make sure that you do that each time, and you cannot let the handle go until you pass the meter mark. So if it's 250, make sure you get to 250 before you put the handle down, so on and so forth. For the dumbbell DT, the deadlifts, make sure that one head touches the ground and that you come to full extension at the top of each rep. For the hang cleans, make sure that your arms are extended. You can hang any way, outside your legs, inside your legs, and then elbows have to be past the center of mass or the dumbbells at the top. And then for the shoulder to overhead, you can do that any way as long as you come to full extension at the top. Hips, knees, arms, everything sounds good.
You got it, man. You crushed it. So those are the standards. Who's doing the workout?
My athlete, Allie's doing the workout. She's been with me for over 4 years now. A very enduring athlete. She has a background in track and cross-country skiing, so she's done a lot of aerobic work over the course of her life. Really been working on her gymnastics, but that doesn't come out in this workout, so we'll see if she can crush this.
We've got a competition prep camp here on site August 29th and 30th in our competition prep camps. We focus on trying to create a competitive environment and competitive workouts, but it's tough for you because those are already sold out, so you can't come to that. But we do have 3 other camps. They're up on the website if you want some information. We have a training camp and another competition camp and then another training camp. So check those out if you want to come on site and train with us.
Let's go see Allie's strategy.
For this workout, it starts with a 250-meter row. I'm going to try to row like between 148 and 152 to start out. Then go right to the dumbbells, do 11 deadlift, quick rest, 9 hang clean, right into the 6 push press, quick rest right before I go into the deadlifts again, another quick rest before the hang cleans, finish up, back to the 500-meter row. Brandon wants me to row it at like a 152. We'll see about that. Same strategy for the second round of DT, and then finish as fast as possible.
That was probably the most precise strategy weave had so far.
Yeah,
Very
pretty
detailed.
good. Yeah.
I take pride in that.
Is that you,
Making sure
Brandon?
my athletes think about strategy. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, Travis is like, I'm just going to feel it
win.
out. Yeah.
But he does. That's a problem.
Yeah, it's hard to correct that.
So she said 148. Obviously, she started at 145. I feel like everybody does that, though, right?
No, not everybody. Everybody that's around you does that.
I'm going to lie about where I'm starting.
I'm going to start at 2 minutes. I'm at 130 now.
I don't think that's a bad idea, though. Use the power while you have it.
Yeah, I think,
for sure.
Yeah, there's not that much separation on a 250-meter row, though, but I mean, I guess every little second might make a big difference.
Yeah, it's like on the bike. Like you do the assault bike and say we're holding 450. You know how you always kick to like 600 and you're like, oh, I got to pull back.
Yeah.
That's the same thing on the row.
Yeah, this is a very interesting workout to try to figure out where you can separate. I feel like it's just going to be little details pretty much everywhere. It's going to be a little bit of pacing on the rower, where you take your rest breaks on the double DT portions of the dumbbell, and how fast you're doing these.
Movement speed is key on the dumbbell portion, but you also, like you said, have to be smart with your breaks. Allie did a great job. You'll see in the workout, she stays to kind of that pacing strategy that she had. Her breaks are pretty short, but it's very grippy. So like one of the things that she reported back to me was like, I couldn't even feel my hands in the last row. So if you're someone that's grip limited, you got to think about that when you're doing, especially I think the hang cleans.
Yeah,
The hang
these are
cleans
swinging
seemed like
bicep
the
curls.
most labored movement for her. Everything else was pretty smooth.
Yeah, she said it was a little uncomfortable going outside her legs, and it felt like it was almost like the head was kind of like pushing her wrist down, which I think causes a little bit more of a grip limitation.
You can go between your legs on those if you'd like.
I kind of like that. It makes me, I think I'm not quite tall enough to make it comfortable. I have to be pretty wide, but it feels much easier for me.
Yeah, and I feel like the position too allows you to just hinge a little bit easier. Having my feet together that close makes it very difficult to like hinge over. Even if it's just a hinge of a hang clean, it's almost easier to just almost be in a sumo stance for me.
For sure. So again, that was like maybe 4 seconds of a break, 3 seconds is pretty good. They're a little bit longer in the next 2 rounds, so we'll see that in a second. But I think that's about all you can ask for if you're going to break on the dumbbells. The other separator would be just be going unbroken, but that's going to be tough for people.
Yeah, I mean, to do it unbroken and maintain a fast row pace is probably what would be necessary to like win this and be at the top of the leaderboard. But I think for everybody else, it's just about managing those as best as possible. So like, how long is that? How long is this transition to reset your own monitor, get in, get pulling? Like this transition was pretty slow, and let's see how many pulls it is. That's 3 pulls, 4 pulls, 5 pulls. So she's at her working pace in like 6-ish pulls. I think she stays there. I know the monitor went a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
But she's around 154 to 156.
A
Well, it's unseeable.
Yeah, the rower shook, just so everybody knows, and I'll fix that the next 250. I actually walk over and realize that. But she was holding about 155 to 157 for most of this. I think maybe got down to 154 the last little bit.
She got faster, actually, as she went, and she told me afterwards that when she started this row, she was like, oh, God, and then actually it wasn't so bad when she got a little deeper into it and was able to get into a better rhythm and pull a little harder.
Yeah, she's pretty enduring, so I think that the longer efforts on the row work better for her than the shorter 250 almost sprint, so you'll see that at the end. The other thing, too, the one thing that I told Allie after this was the transitions from the dumbbells to the row were just too slow to be like world-class competitive, so you can take those breaks for her because she's fast enough on the row to be pretty competitive. But you'll see that one was about 15 seconds. The next one's like 20 to 22 seconds, and that's just a lot of wasted time to get to your working pace.
Yeah, I think you got to get to your working pace, and then just think about the working pace being a little bit slower.
Yes.
Like it's almost like instead of rowing a 154, if you had got on really quickly and rowed a 158, you still would only lose 4 seconds relative to your pace, which is a lot less effort, but you made up 10 in the transition. So I think that's probably how I'll think about the rows in this workout is I'm holding my maximum recoverable pace, but I'm trying to get there and get to it as quick as I possibly can.
That's such a good way to look at it. And also for those that are listening, there's a difference between rowing for meters and rowing for cals. So there's not as much separation when you're rowing for meters, just because like it feels so much different when you're going 150 to 145 maybe for a male, right?
Yeah.
But it's only 5 seconds, whereas 1,200 cals per hour versus 1,400, you can gain a much more time, I should say.
Yeah.
You could also, because you have to reset your own monitor, maybe between sets, hit the button once since you're going to be resting anyways, so that it's on when you get in. Just kind of like adding a barbell in between, or adding a plate on a barbell in between rest sets.
So these are a little bit longer, but still that's 5 seconds right there.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure, like, I don't know how you make this movement any faster other than just throwing it down and bicep curling it quicker.
She definitely said that this was the hardest movement. This is what taxed her grip the most. The speed's still okay. You're going to see some people that are almost like can just dip with their knees and not hinge really hard. They're going to be a little bit faster.
Yeah, technically too, this is just maybe something I'll play with after seeing it, is her dumbbells, when she's doing the hang cleans, you can see it on the next one, they swing out really far away from her body line, which will put more stress on just the swing of the grip. So maybe trying to figure out this, like, not like a bar path, a dumbbell path that's a little bit more vertical, where instead of like hinging and swinging, you can figure out a way to like hinge and vertically pull. Maybe would be a little bit quicker and a little bit less demanding on the grip, but that's not something I have refined. It's just something I maybe noticed after watching her do this.
She had a hard time, we played around with it in her warm-up, hitting the standard of her elbows in front of her body. Something about her arm length, it was difficult for her to point her elbows forward versus flare them out.
Yeah.
It's when her when her palms are in that neutral grip, or her hands are in the neutral grip, that I think her elbows don't get out in front. It's hard to externally rotate from that position for her.
Yeah. You can see she's straining now.
Yeah.
But this is the last set of shoulder overhead here. So this is a quick one. This is going to be a burner.
Allie!
I was sitting on the
Unfortunate.
assault
I thought
bike
about
and saw
saying
that,
no
and I was
repping,
like,
that I don't know what I
I
would
looked
have
over
done.
at Max. Max was very upset.
I was like, oh.
So that was 14 seconds to start her pull, and then it's another 8 seconds before she gets to her pace, and that's why I say it was 22 seconds. I mean, it's just a lot of extra time that she's good enough where she could get on, like you said, Max, and just start pulling right away.
Yeah, and just try to get to whatever the working pace is, even if it's a little bit slower than what you're going to be sprinting at. Just get to something like, if you're going to be holding a 145, get to a 150 or a 155 quick, and then once you kind of get settled, then start to sprint. Oh, look at Brandon. There you
Save the
fixed
day.
it. Yeah, now
And you can see your
it.
final kick.
I was like, Chris, do I touch the camera?
What do I do with this?
I've never seen one of these before. So she, Mia, you could say better, because I was looking at the camera. It was like 155 for the first, 100 meters, and then she started kicking a little bit more.
Right.
I think she gets down to maybe 147 here towards the end. Maybe not.
She's at 150. Break 150.
She did, and then it popped
Okay,
back
she
up.
did. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
All right, and there it is.
And look at that face. Good job, Allie.
All right, well, I guess she tried hard. Yeah, do we get any of the actual audio there?
I need some of that.
Yeah. All right, well done. Project Pat, take us away.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Pata in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank's YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Pata.